Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel, whatever it may be. So we're going racing tomorrow, and I'm on an adventure to find 100 octane fuel. So there used to be a gas station not too far from where I live that sold 100 octane fuel. This was a number of years ago. I don't know if they still sell this fuel or not. They've gone through an ownership change, so I'm driving out right now to see if I can get me some. I'd really like to get a little better octane in there because I really want to lean on this car. You know, the low boost that I'm running is not so fun. I'm trying to trap 100 in the 8, so let's see if we can find us some. Alright, so survey says 91 ethanol free. Diesel. Ethanol. Usually around the back. Off-road diesel. Diesel. I'm gonna say no. Shit. So I wasn't successful at finding 100 octane, but they just started selling X85, so we got some E85. I'm pretty stoked. So much better than 100 octane. It's like 106, 110. It's time to go fast. Alright, so there you go. So I'm gonna get a bunch of the fuel drained out of here. I'm gonna do probably 2 gallons left in the bottom of it. I'm gonna do a blended this time, and we'll get this thing in, and we will go racing. Alright, so I let it blend for a minute. I added 25% fuel, so we'll see if it will even start. Hold the monitors. Not blended all the way yet. Let's see what the air fuel ratio is. It's actually not bad. Huh. Okay. I can deal with that. Let's go racing. It was moving.
bit of a rough patch getting out of there, but 8.27 for his ET at 96.8 miles per hour.
Boy, howdy, it's had tree issues. I don't know what it made boost-wise. I wasn't watching. I watched air fuel ratio. 1130 on the nose, which is good. Well, one pass and we're done racing and back home. There's the car on the trailer. A bunch of issues came up, so I was only able to get one pass. The timing system went down right after I'd make my pass, so you can see that in that clip. I roll up into it, the first light bulb lights up and then just shuts off. So I had to back up. They quickly just did a quick reset on it. I pulled in and it was fine. Two more cars behind me went down and they had zero time. Times were completely off. So they shut it down and that took like an hour, a little bit over an hour to fix, to come back up. Once it came up, the second set of cars that went down, there's a CTSV with a manual. If you know anything about CTSVs, it blew the third member out of it. Oiled down the entire track, so there was another hour sitting waiting. In that time, it started sprinkling a couple of times. In that time, I had to get packed up and go because we had family pictures. So I loaded up, and as soon as I left the track, it turned into a torrential downpour. So they got it all cleaned up. They sent like 5 pairs of cars down as I was cleaning up, and then it was done at that point. So very unfortunate to happen. I mean, one pass is one pass. The car did well. My fueling adjustment was spot on. I'm just throwing that out there. I didn't have to do any other changes, but I have an issue. My fuel pump, well, so I have 2 fuel pumps, right? Primary runs all the time. My secondary kicks on when there's about 2 pounds of boost. I lost my secondary fuel pump. So I'm just gonna show you it here. Let's get rid of that glare. So here we go. So what you can see through here, you guys see this yellow line right here? Nice and good. That's 55 PSI right there. Kind of low still, but it's hanging on. And then you can just see it tanks all the way down to 35 PSI down here at the end of the run. On top of that, this green line here is my boost. You can see it comes up, it touches 13 pounds here. It's hanging out 12 and a half. And for whatever reason, it just keeps trotting on. So from here to here, it's a second and a half. So it goes from 12 pounds up to 15 pounds, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. I was looking to run more boost than that. But with this dipping, that's kind of a scary thing. So I need to get my second fuel pump figured out so that it actually continues to actually rise with the boost pressure. You want 1-to-1 with your fuel pressure. So because of that, my correction factor is, see right there, that's 34% it's having to add on top, where when it had the right fuel pressure, it was just having to pull like 1 to 3%, which is pretty ideal. And then as soon as it does, you can watch that number just tank as fuel pressure tanks. So very unfortunate. Like I said, I'm gonna get it figured out. I just tested it to see the solenoid actuates, but I have no fuel coming out of it. So pretty bummed, but hey man, that's part of racing, right? Just another quick little thing. If my fuel map had not been that close to what I was commanding on air fuel ratio, like it's pulling some, so I mean, but it's right there at 11.2, so I'm pretty conservative still. Had it not been that close and I didn't have as big of injectors as I do, this would have leaned out and blew up. It would have popped for sure. I mean, shoot. I went to a max duty cycle of 54. So 54%. It was able to at least save itself, just throwing as much as it possibly could at it. So thank goodness. But this car is making some serious jam on ethanol. It's definitely like steroids for it. So let me pull up this other map for you, or this other comparative, sorry. So here's the comparative file. Solid line is that last run. The dotted line is from the run where I went 760. So you can see Same launch RPM, same, well, a pound and a half difference. So it comes into boost faster. And then when it makes, when it's making power, it's making some serious power. I pedaled the crap out of it. This purple line is pedaling it that last run. You can see the 760 I held on the entire time. You can notice the yellow line up here. See how that's nice and flat? It should be rising a little bit at the end, but that's fine. Just a hair's not bad. I think it does. Hold on. Fuel pressure, that's at 58, 59, so it rises, just not a lot. There might even, actually my fuel pump might even had issues on this one, but being on pump gas, it's fine. With ethanol, it changes the entire thing. But you can tell all over, it is just making more power. It's coming in harder and holding it, so, oh well, we'll fix it. On to the next race. And then they're trying to help with the heat on the Camaro. Ooh, it's bright. I just threw some tint on the front windows. So that's 5%. And so is that one. Hopefully it knocks some of the heat out of it. Makes it feel a little bit better. Get a comparison. So you can see in the front windshield. Can't in there. So, not too bad. Not my best work, but not my worst. Race car stuff, right?